We all know too well this time of year can bring some destructive weather.
24 years ago tonight, a tornado killed 36 people and destroyed more than 8,000 homes in Cleveland County. Meteorologist Travis Meyer has a look at what this tornado season might bring.
Oklahomans know a May sky can quickly turn deadly.
A half-mile wide tornado tears an 80-mile path of destruction through central Oklahoma.
Historically, May is the most active month for tornadoes.
She just barely got in there and closed the door and it hit.
What did it sound like?
Freight train.
May 3rd, 1999 in Moore.
The emergency crews are inside right now going through home to home to see if they can find any more people.
May 22nd, 2011 in Joplin.
That is a monster tornado.
May 24th, 2011 in El Reno.
A very large tornado.
May 20th, 2013 in Moore. May 31st, 2013 in El Reno. So what makes May such a dangerous month for weather? It's basically the fact that the seasons are changing. And when that happens, you have a lot of energy. You have a lot of nasty things that can come together to make some bad weather. We usually think of spring as wonderful, but as you look at this graphic has a lot of tornadoes. Since 1950, we've had 1,761 tornadoes in the month of May. You say, well, that's since 1950. Well, the problem is the fact that a lot of tornadoes happen mainly because it's right in the right place, unfortunately, and that is Oklahoma. So we have four main things going on. One of those things happens to be the plains, with cold fronts coming in from out of the north still this time of year. Then as we look out to the west, there's a thing called a dry line. That's where dry air forms just to the west of us. And of course, you have to have some storm systems flying in over the Rocky Mountains. That is all great, but you need one more thing. That is moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. And when those combine, there's trouble. Some people believe that Tornado Alley has shifted to the south and to the east, but we think it's geography. We're still in the middle of it. The plains to the north, the Rocky Mountains, also the desert southwest and the Gulf of Mexico. Oklahoma hasn't moved. So what is going on? Well, in the deep south, we do get a lot of tornadoes, especially into the early spring. Here in Tornado Alley, that extends all the way from Nebraska to Texas, that happens a little bit later, and it's usually caused by the jet stream and the amount of energy flying through. So most of the deep south has activity late winter into early spring, while in our area it starts in April, peaks here in May, and then starts to die down some in June. The National Weather Service has an idea of what the reasoning is.
Well, tornadoes in the deep south and the southeast occur in areas that are really a little bit more densely populated than we are here in the southern plains. And so when they occur, there's more things to hit. And so you end up with more destruction and, unfortunately, more people in the way of the storms.
So with our forecast this year, it's going to be interesting because the dry line, which usually parks itself out in eastern New Mexico, is expected to spend a little bit more time in western Oklahoma. That's going to change with the drought that we have going on. Usually we won't have a drought this time of year that's this significant, but this has been big, and we don't see it totally going away. That means more likely the drought area and also the dry line are going to be a little bit further east than they normally would be. So what does that mean? Well, to us, that just means that we still have the cold fronts, we still have the storm systems, we still have moisture coming in, and the hot, dry air, it's just going to be a little bit closer to eastern Oklahoma, giving us a little bit higher chance of potential for severe weather. And don't forget, La Nina is gone. After 3 years of La Nina, it is finally changing, and we're going to go to a pattern called El Nino. We're right now somewhat neutral, but El Nino is taking over. Normally that means more rain and thunderstorms, but not necessarily more severe weather. So in the month of May, we will average about 24 tornadoes per month in May. As far as looking at overall statistics in our forecast, we're seeing a couple of storm systems, about 2 to 3, that have the potential for tornadoes. Of course, each storm system is different, but we expect to average about 12 to 16, a little bit less than normal for